The European Super League is the hottest topic right now. Every football fan has only one thing on their minds, the ESL. But with that comes several questions. What exactly is the ESL? What kind of structure does it propose? Is it the end of football as we know it? What's the opinions of footballers and other personnel on it? What does it mean for me and my club? Today, we shall be taking a look into the same and attempt to clear each and every doubt you may have about it. So, welcome everyone. I am Shagnik from Barca Buzz, and let us take a dive into the ESL and everything there is to know about it. The European Super League is no new concept. Florentino Perez, Madrid's president, began pushing the agenda in 2009. Every year there's talks about the creation of an elite league for the best clubs. There's no surprise that there is a sense of lassitude. Andrea Agnelli, Juventus's president, dismissed earlier this year the creation of a European Super League ESL are rumors. Today, numerous official statements have come out that include the Premier League, La Liga, and the UEFA itself. In this chaos, what to believe, or better to ask, what on earth is the European Super League? The European Super League, as its name suggests, is a league composed of the best, hence why the name Super. The format proposes two separate groups of 10 participating clubs. Four teams from regular domestic competitions would be handed the promotion to the ESL every year. Meanwhile, the top four teams of the two groups would face in a cup-like tournament, a sort of League Cup. Regular Super League fixture would take place midweek, while Cup would take place on weekends. This format, however, is dangerous. How many times have football fans seen their players injured more often than in the pandemic era? A big problem. Many clubs like Real Madrid, Liverpool, and so many others saw their squad half down due to injuries. To illustrate how much injuries have hurt clubs, Real Madrid had to play against Getafe with a squad that barely had more than 14 outfield players. That's all. Shocking. Still, this only represents 1% of the problems associated with the congestion of fixtures. With a game every third day, the quality of football decreases, not only because football players are worse than 10 years ago, but because physical fatigue results in mental fatigue. 12 teams jointly announced on Sunday that they laid out plans to form a breakaway competition called the European Super League. These 12 teams are 6 English clubs: Arsenal, Chelsea, Liverpool, Manchester City, Manchester United, and Tottenham Hotspur, along with 3 teams from Italy: AC Milan, Inter Milan, and Juventus, and 3 from Spain: Atletico de Madrid, Barcelona, and Real Madrid. The leagues, however, are against the idea of European Super League. The Premier League, for instance, has witnessed it on regular occasions, may it be Liverpool versus Manchester City or the Manchester Derby. With this little time in between fixtures, there is little or no creativity. Training sessions now mostly focus on physical preparation rather than tactical preparation. When players only think about running up and down the field rather than the art we expect from them, football is losing the battle. Where players are literally burned on the field, money bags are multiplying. The COVID pandemic has become an incentive for a restart, but money still remains the number one influence. For some like Agnelli, Florentino Perez, and many rich owners of other big clubs, financial matters are the most important. When the COVID pandemic resulted in enormous economic losses, the clubs looked to enrich themselves, especially the owners. No surprise that the ESL can seem attractive when 350 million of euros are promised to the clubs who join the ESL on a permanent basis. As of now, a total of 12 clubs have accepted the offer or shown interested. 6 of those are the top 6 of the Premier League, as we've said before: Man U, Man City, Liverpool, Chelsea, Tottenham, and Arsenal. Unsurprising given the millionaires that own the clubs are. Beside the Premier League's top 6 that already presented themselves 50% of the ESL, should it go through, Atletico de Madrid, Juventus, and Inter Milan have also shown interest. Real Madrid and Barcelona's presidents have shown interest. Florentino Perez has been mentioned before, and the ex-president Josep Maria Bartomeu showed interest before resigning as well. However, both Real Madrid and Barcelona cannot directly accept. As member-owned clubs, the members will have to vote in favor or against the proposal. PSG and German clubs are unlikely to join too. Nasser for PSG has rejected on multiple occasions the ESL. Being affiliated to the Qatari suite, he cannot afford to drop the Champions League, which his club wouldn't be able to take part in if he'd say yes to the ESL. Because of viewer rights. Qataris gain a lot from the BEIN channel that has the UCL rights to display the European Holy Grail to millions of viewers. In the Bundesliga, the 50+1 rule means that the members will have to agree to the clubs joining the ESL, and that is unlikely to happen as the DFB has already faced backlash on Monday night games, let alone midweek. A poll on our Twitter revealed that out of 532 votes, 59% of y'all think that ESL is a bad idea, while 20.5% of people have a positive and neutral outlook on the ESL each. Very strong words from the UEFA president Alexander Seferin on the European Super League. He says there will never be a peace deal with the proposed breakaway clubs and a plan that will kill football forever. Seferin will meet legals to decide about sanctions for the clubs involved in the Champions League and Europa League this season. For each and every statement on the news updates about the saga and all future sagas, head on over to the Barsabas Twitter, link in the description. And yes, we do mean each and every morsel of news available. Now, is the European Super League a spawn of Satan and the end of football as we know it? Apparently, the clubs involved in the European Super League will be removed from the FIFA video game starting from FIFA 22. Outrageous, right? But wait, there's more. As mentioned before, both La Liga and Premier League have come out with official statements. Both statements speak 100% against the possibility of joining the ESL, even calling it a cynical project. If clubs were to join the ESL, not only would they be not able to participate in domestic leagues, but access to the World Cup would also be denied. Can you imagine? The World Cup! Even the UEFA has now spoken against it, concluding the official statement with the three words, "Enough is enough." There's an obvious clash going on between the so-called elite clubs and possibly their domestic leagues. Still, multiple reports have found that Agnelli and his mafia had already begun serious talks as early as last summer. Football for the elites but without football. The Premier League, more than any league, would suffer the most from losing the elitists. With the PL attracting millions of viewers every game week, these numbers would decrease drastically should the top six leave. There's a conflict of interest. It's managers against money, it's owners against domestic leagues, it's clubs against fans. In that battle, it is the football, the fans, the cultures that lose, while the owners enrich themselves. A sad but steady direction football has headed towards. The good news is that with so much internal opposition, there's little chances that such a proposal goes through. Clubs are most likely not ready to sacrifice the incomes they earn from UCL nights. Therefore, the sanctions that would be imposed should the clubs join seem to be too harsh, for now at least. Now, what exactly does it mean for our club, FC Barcelona? A detailed article by the owner of Barsabas, Marco, link in the description, explains why it is far-fetched to be scared of a permanent ban from the UCL and or FIFA on our end. Soon after the announcement of the Super League, we saw the threats. UEFA wants to file a lawsuit against the 12 clubs. On what ground? We don't know. FIFA threatened to ban the players of the 12 clubs from representing their countries. If we look back at FIBA that threatened to do the same with European basketball players, in the end CAS prevented it from happening. But even if FIFA can, will they risk playing in the World Cup without some of their biggest asset? We at Barsabas don't think so. The domestic organizations of England, Spain and Italy threatened to ban all teams from domestic leagues. But again, we don't see that happening. And even if it will happen, the main losers from this move would be those organizations themselves. The sponsors will run from them and they will not be able to change so much for TV rights. We think that the elite clubs, that they have the upper hand now. Fans who are angry with the move will probably still sit and watch the matches. However, the last word still needs to be said in this subject. We think the way the clubs announced this move was a well-prepared gambit, but the game only started. Marco concludes his article by saying that one thing for sure is certain. The logo of the European Super League is ugly. With that, we would like to say that we at Barsabas completely oppose the idea of the ESL. For all the latest news about this new saga in football and FC Barcelona in general, follow Barsabas on Twitter, Instagram and visit our website. Be that friend who always manages to share the latest news first in each and every group chat. But don't be that annoying. Like, you know. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe for more content like this. With that, I would like to conclude today's video. Shagnik signing out, stay safe, stay indoors and keep on buzzing with Barca.